Hello my Sarnochin people, welcome back to another video where we're gonna have it about the prophetic cards that have released on RU server. These ones are pretty new, so I thought I'd show them off. Most of you already know how prophetic cards work, but in the light of the new players that have been coming in the game recently and people that have been checking out our channel, usually people don't go back in the videos that were made in the past, so we're gonna make a new video on prophetic cards. The tips and tricks, what you need to pay attention for, how it actually all works, and what you can get from them. So first things first, you have to get two items in order for you to do the prophetic cards. So when the prophetic cards are live, it's gonna be like seasonal. Prophetic cards happen maybe once every 2 to 3 months, depending on how many events Yellow Steam has been pushing out. Now when it does go live, you will see in the bottom left corner here this mark icon that shows you there's a treasure hunt going on. These are the prophetic cards, and then shows you the special rewards you can get, and then of course a core. This is for pay to play subscription servers only. On free to play you're gonna have different rewards with several small differences, but not too big. I'm not gonna cover free to play because I don't really play free to play, and I don't feel spending on free to play just to make a video, because I'm not gonna make that money back. So I'm just gonna put it on where I'm using it right now. So continuing forward, this is all pay to play related. So once you start in the game, you'll need to have two of these items. It's either ancient compasses and the prophetic cards. Now how to get the prophetic cards? This is simply by grinding monsters of your own level. So leveling people can do this as well. As long as you're level, I believe 4 or above, you can get these cards, as you can see. And only monsters within the level 4 range of yourself is going to drop these cards. They made a small addition since the last time there were prophetic cards, because back then you were able to simply grind these prophetic cards, sell them, and you would get a ton of gold back. But they've removed that now. You can't really make money with it anymore, so there's no use to sell them from grinding KoE. So the only way to make money with them is actually by player trading, just talking to people and asking if they want to buy them. I got really lucky, thanks to some guild members. I got them for free, so I don't have to spend my time grinding because I'm really quite short on them. So thank you guys for giving me those cards. So that's the first way to get these cards. It's either by players or going to grind time yourself in KoE for endgame players, that is, or simply kill monsters that are within the level 4 range of your level. Next up we have the ancient compasses. Now there's two ways to get these ones. The first and free way to get them is from your event NPC that's usually located in your capital. So for Empire it's probably right side of the teleport portal. Now this NPC is on different locations as well. So for Empire it's right here where you can talk about these quests here. So we have here treasure hunting Astro Allods, and you have treasure hunting skirmishes. Basically it's simply doing one astral a day where you get 3 compasses, and then you also have doing a battleground, and you have to actually win, quite important detail, in order for you to get another 3 compasses. So that is 6 compasses you can get each day, and this is per reincarnation you have. So the more reincarnations you have, the more compasses you can farm per day. Now bear in mind that if you want to do it this way, you will have to simply complete the quest first, and then move on to the next rank, and so on and forth, without handing the quest in. Do not complete the quest on a single character and then go to your rank, because you won't be able to take the quest anymore. Simply fulfill the quest requirements on each character. After that, go back on each character to this NPC to hand everything in, and you'll be able to claim all the compasses for that day. It's quite a bit of work, but that's working as well. The other method that you can do is simply by throwing some cash at the game. It's not too expensive, I would say. It's still a pay to win event. Pay to win in the sense of it's obviously way easier to just buy the compasses than grinding them. It's also much more time efficient, but if you have the time to grind them, then that is money saved from your wallet. So how do you buy them? Let's quickly switch over to the right monitor so I can again show you guys. So you go simply to the shop website. So you have the website up here. Now this is the EU website, but it doesn't matter, the RU website has the same layout and stuff. And you go to the shop icon here, and this is where you can go for the shop stuff. And as you can see here, because EU has prophetic card sales going on right now as well, it's the same thing basically. But here you go, here you can buy these. It's basically 3 euros for 100 compasses. It's quite cheap in my opinion. If we quickly check for RU, I believe it's gonna be this about the same price. I believe shop is this. Yeah, there we go. There's less stuff for them right now. They also have Tournament of Blood going on. I'm gonna make another video on that really soon because I think it's quite interesting about this. As you can see here, the compasses, if you can buy them, it's 2, I guess, rubles here, but I believe it's cheaper right now. There we go. So it's 200 rubles for 100. So then 200 rubles for 100 is 2 euros 22, and on EU it's 3 euros, so it's about 80 cents cheaper. So as you can see, it's 2 cents on RU basically, and it's 3 cents on EU. It's not a big difference, but it is a difference of 1/3, so it's like 30% difference. So that's how to get these compasses. It's either by doing it in game, by doing the dailies, or you simply have to buy them with your wallet. Now once you have your items, you can simply go to a quiet place. I usually go to my private wallet, and then you can start spamming this stuff open. So you right click these prophetic cards and you go at it. So what I always do, what I really recommend you guys to do as well, is that when you start searching, you have all the possible rewards you can get from these cards. There are more rewards in the loot table, but you can only get the ones to roll for that are currently showing. So you do search and then you have to pick one randomly. Now it doesn't matter where you click, it's always purely random by the game generated. So these numbers are basically the highest chance to get, because you can also see it on the color on the edge here. It's white, that means it's common, so that probably has the biggest chance to come out rather than a legendary loot drop or a blue loot drop. I don't think the color of the card matters at all. I think the outer edge matters more as like a quality item, just like you have with gear and other stuff in your bag. Like this is relic, doesn't exist here, but for example the blue border on blue is rare, and you have no border here, that's white, so this is common. So I believe the less the quality is, the higher chance to get that item, as you can see. Now it might be purely random as well, but this is a good thing because this is what you want to aim for. You want to go for the pluses, not the items. Why do you want to go for the pluses? Because the big rewards are here at the guaranteed prices, and you need to have this amount of points to get these. The first one here is 1000 points, as you can see. This one 1500, 2000, 2500, and then 3000. Now there was to be a mount here. Now why are there tools now? Because I already got the mount in my previous rolls. Here is my back, and because of that they replace the guaranteed price by something else you can get instead. It's random by what they replace, I'm not sure what they base it on, but tools aren't bad either. You need them to gear up in the game anyway, so I guess that's a good alternative to the mount. It's always going to be mounts here because that's what the event basically is about. It's about getting these unique mounts that you can get otherwise, sadly, even on pay to play. And maybe perhaps in the future, because there's prophetic cards going on EU right now where you can get this mount, and as you can see I have it in my back because it actually dropped from Observatory, I believe. So some of these mounts that were in prophetic cards back then are now on random drops from doing content, so I believe they'll put them in later on. Some of them are reskins as well of a mount you already might own. This is the Viper mount, the really cool one. Now I have it on EU, I don't have it on RU, but I believe it's just a reskin in this case if you already have the mount. If you don't have the mount yet, you simply get the mount and the skin for that one, so that's a plus if you don't have it yet. So that's really flexible and comfortable. So what you want to aim for is to get the points. As you can see, every time you take a card, you see here your total goes -1 and your compass goes -1 because you're using 1 for 1 each time you open the card, goes -1, and then you use the compass to open it, it goes -1. What you want to aim for is the stroke of luck to go full, because what happens when you get a stroke of luck full is getting all the important rewards lined up, and then you have a bigger chance of getting something good rather than getting points. That's what you want to aim for, really, because by the time you hit the maximum here of 3000 points, you're gonna have all the important loot already that you wanted to get, meaning all the mounts and all the vanity. So costumes. Why are costumes important even if you don't like fashion? Because the costumes that you already will have as duplicates the next time you do prophetic cards, or if you already have the costumes that are already in the drop table, they're gonna replace the duplicates by a currency called blood shards. There we go, symbol of blood is what they're actually called. I keep wording it wrong. So symbol of blood is something you gain every time you get a costume that you already have. So the duplicates are being replaced by this, and this currency can be spent on another NPC for more mounts and items. I will show later on in the video. So meanwhile, we keep going here. What is more important here? So you want to go for these numbers that are giving pluses all the time, because you want to go for these prizes here. Now, so what, every time you open a card, it's gonna go +1 either way. As you can see here, +1, because that's for the compass you spent. So for each compass you can have 1 point. So you can already calculate that if you have 800 compasses, you're gonna end up with at least 800 points. Now, why do we want the pluses here? They're basically compasses. That's what it really is. They're basically compasses in their own form. So when you get this, and it's a +3 or it's a +10 or +1, it's another compass that is calculated towards your points in total. So it's important to get those, because you're gonna get your guaranteed prizes way faster. Now we're gonna quickly go to the stroke of luck. There we go. So we hit the stroke of luck. So the next card we're gonna do is gonna be all special big rewards, so stuff that has no trash really. So everything is pretty valuable, as you can see. They always put all the mounts in here that you didn't pick yet, and they give a lot of points, and then other stuff that has a low drop rate. So basically everything you see in here has a low drop rate during the not during the stroke of luck. Let's do one quick here. It can be a mount, it can be really shitty too, it can be something, whatever. It's still RNG, so never hope for something you really want to get. Just keep doing this. Now, why would I not recommend spamming multiple compasses in one card? Is because it's how RNG works. For example, when we have a loot table with these points here, they're gonna have the lowest chance to drop. So when you open one, you're gonna have a high chance of getting these pluses. Now when you open another one and you don't have those pluses anymore in a row, you're just gonna waste your compasses on items that might have been points instead when you simply moved on to the next card. So here's another point, and here's another point. So this compass might use one of these points instead of being an item, which I got now. But if it's a point, you have more chances that way to get your points up faster. If you use multiple compasses in one card, you're gonna have less chance of doing so. So you'll be spending more compasses in the same card for less bonus points. And like that, you're gonna, yeah, you will get more rewards that way. But at some point, you're gonna run out of the rewards, and the only things you're gonna get is items that are gonna stack up, like elixirs and the tools and the amalgam. But this is all stuff that you don't really need, because we all know, by people that already know do prophetic cards, we all know that by the time you get to burn out through these elixirs, half of them or more than 100 simply expire because they only last 90 days. And believe it or not, you're still gonna have lots of them left over by the time the timer hits 0. And so those are basically lost. That's why you're gonna waste your compasses too on these items, because you're not gonna be able to use the full potential on them. That's why I always recommend only opening one for one to get the most of your cards. This is the cheapest option to get the whole loot table, the whole drop table, with the least amount of money, if you choose to spend the money that way. That's basically all I can explain. So that's for the prophetic cards. Let's go back to the blood charts, what you can do with them, because those are pretty awesome as well. There we go. So once we're here, this is basically the PvP NPC, the ranked arena NPC. So for League, it's probably here where I'm standing right now. I'm showing this. On Empire, it's on this position. So what you want to do is you talk to the guy that's like for the ranked PvP. You have the real Gutter NPC, you have the Battlegrounds NPC, and you have the ranked arenas NPC. And you want to go for items that can be received for blood, for symbol of blood. So here you can see this currency here, and then they have the old costumes you can get. These are the old ranked PvP costumes you could get back in the day for free to play. There's some tools you can buy, quite useless I believe. Something nice as well as a bag that you can buy. This is bigger than what you can get in game. I believe the 54 one is the biggest one you can get from the Eclipse raid. That's the biggest one. So you can see the 60 slots for 150 blood shards. Now basically one blood shard is half a costume. So you get 2 blood shards for every duplicate costume you get in the Prophetic Cards event. So aside from costumes and these miscellaneous items, you can get mounts as well. So if you don't have the mount yet, you get the mounts. Otherwise you get only the skin if you already have the mount. So it's quite a lot of stuff you can get still from these Prophetic Cards that way, which is a good way. It gives Prophetic Cards more meaning. And then there's also the strongbox with a holy weapon. This is basically getting you more access to holy weapons, so like the weapon skins here. There we go. Next up we have the carpet mount, which has a cool features on the carpet, such as a demon head that we haven't seen actually in game yet. Hope this is gonna come as a monster at some point. We have a shield, we have some weapon here, spear. Also like how the pile of wood has rounded off. This is like a really good reskin for a demon hunter slash orc roleplay. And the ability he has is the same one as a normal carpet. And immunity for 2 to 3 seconds with speed up in speed as well. Also has the 16.25 base speed of mount speed. Basically all the mounts from the Prophetic Cards are always the base speed of 1625. Then we have the Hyena mount, which is looking pretty nice. Has a base speed of 1625, which is like the main speed for the subscription server. Looks quite cool as well. It's a simple reskin of the original Hyena mount. Has a gallop-like ability that speeds him up to 19.5 yards for 7 seconds. Next up we have the lion. So this is a lion reskin. Also an orcish looking theme, I believe. Simply has the leap ability, which is really cool. This is a really good ability for speeding up when you've been AFKing on your mount quite a lot. It's useful to start races with in Kyra. And then the last and final mount is the Viper mount. I really like this one. Looks really unique. Haven't seen this one quite a lot yet in the game. Also moves at 16.25 movement speed. Has 2 abilities. One ability where he can basically imitate the lightning bolt ability on free-to-play, which flashes all the time. This one is still doing an underground burrow, but this is basically the same thing that's for the lightning bolt. Has the same cooldown, has the same ratio at which he gains the stacks in order for him to plunge forward a bit. It's really similar to the lightning bolt. And the other ability is to apply a slow AoE to everything that's inside of this area. 50% slow. Really nice mounts. That's about everything I could tell you guys about Prophetic Cards. Go get them, guys. I hope you get some good loot for little as possible money. If you have any more questions about it, or you want to see more videos with other guides or tutorials, hit me up on the comments down below. I'm checking up quite often. We've gotten more active as well on the YouTube channel. I really like people liking these guides and videos, tutorials, whatever it is that you request. I like making them as well, so I'm more than pleased to get into it. There we go, guys. Hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more about Allods Online. And you guys will hear me on the next upload. Good evening to you all.